Right, well, it's not good, this, because, in fact, it's awful. This is the Guardian front page I'm going to show you, but it's everywhere. Vladimir stopped. So Trump has actually rebuked Putin, which doesn't happen very often. And that's because right in the middle of their so-called peace talks, or being characterised as surrender talks, Putin has sent a missile slamming into Kyiv, the Ukrainian capital. And this is what Trump posted on Truth Social. I'm not happy with the Russian strikes on Kyiv. Sorry, the capital letters threw me, actually. Not necessary, very bad timing. Vladimir, stop. 5,000 soldiers a week are dying. Let's get the peace deal done. So he was asked yesterday why he wasn't putting more pressure on Russia.
Not putting more pressure on Russia. I know a lot of Europeans
putting a lot of pressure. You don't know what pressure I'm putting on Russia. They're dealing. You have no idea what pressure I'm putting on Russia. We're putting a lot of pressure.
Can you maybe tell us that?
We're putting a lot of pressure on Russia, and Russia knows that, and some people that are close to it know, or he wouldn't be talking right now.
It's bad, this, because there were some talks going on in South Africa, and then Zelensky, after that missile strike, has to go back to Ukraine. What do you think?
Donald Trump understands about doing deals concerning real estate. He's trying to carve up Ukraine like a piece of real estate. What he doesn't understand is Putin only listens to the language of strength. And we're not talking about strength as in messaging on Truth Social. We're talking about boots, guns on the ground, aircraft in the air. That is what Putin will respond to.
This is Kyiv yesterday, by the way.
It's
in
sick.
the middle of peace
it's
talks.
Disgraceful. It's a wicked attack.
It is terrible.
Killing. Let's just remind everyone who died yesterday. Yeah. At least 12 people killed, including 2 children, and 90 injured. 90 injured in a capital city. Huge numbers, by the way, of Western reporters, including some of the BBC's own that I was listening to this morning. This is absolutely unacceptable, and he gets a stop. Bad timing from Trump.
Yeah, not necessary, he said. What do you think of it?
Well, it's the children that, of course, I think about. I mean, there's 2 children dead here and 6 injured. And when I think about all those children growing up without their fathers, it's just, it's horrifying.
So what Trump says, of course, is, look, if you want to do it your way, Zelensky, we'll leave you to it. You will fight for 3 more years and then lose the entire country. That's Trump speaking. And so he says, why don't we stop it now, give Russia what they've already got, including Crimea. And the trouble is, just to mention this, we've got other leaders like our own Keir Starmer saying that's not going to work. So let me show you the Telegraph here. And this is almost like a concerted effort from Starmer and others to say, we don't like the way this is going.
Yeah, he's rocking that helmet, isn't he, Starmer? I mean, I think both Starmer and Macron have seen the second coming, haven't they? They realise that they're playing very well on the international stage at the moment. But to be honest, we need men like Starmer and Macron to remind everyone that Russia's a tiger. If you throw a leg or an arm, a bit of Crimea, the whole of Crimea, they're just going to go for the other leg, the other arm. At the moment, Russia's sitting in approximately 20% of Ukraine. If you listen to Trump's language, he's sort of saying, well, look, we'll stop the peace and we'll stop Russia getting the whole of Ukraine. Actually, no, Russia's not on course to get the whole of Ukraine. They are losing huge numbers of men every day. They've got a birth rate crisis. They've got an economic crisis. If we can hold the line, it's about holding the line. Without America, that line's very hard to hold.
Maybe Russia will get exhausted, maybe. But the thing about the Second World War is, as the Germans found when they invaded Russia, there was no limit to the supply of Russian soldiers who came at them. They'd kill 1,000, there'd be another 2,000.
They've got a very low birth rate in Russia.
Listen, I agree. And the other angle to this is, by the way, Zelensky says that was a North Korean missile. Yeah. So this is absolutely bizarre that if you hit a Russian convoy in Ukraine, the chances are you're going to kill North Koreans. Isn't that amazing?
We're in the foothills of a third world war. And with Trump at the tiller, it feels more scary than ever.
Oh, then again. The theory about Trump is he just pushes everyone off balance before they've even thought about doing anything. And he takes the initiative. And the one thing we know about Trump is he just doesn't want his soldiers fighting anywhere outside the USA.
And Putin knows that, which is why Putin's sitting there doing exactly what he wants.
Of course, he's not going to send an American soldier anywhere if he can help it.
Look, freedom is not free. Freedom is not free.
Here's another angle on the Trump. While we're in Trumpland, he has now started, or they've started selling these Trump hats now, which are, sorry, it's just fallen down.
Is that in your bag, Joe?
There we are. So, and I'm not clear. I mean, I was going to say that anyone could mock up a T-shirt, This is on sale. Trump has an online store. Of course he does, where he sells perfumes and watches. And he's now selling Trump 2028 Rewrite the Rules. And there's also, I think there's possibly hats as well that we've got. So,
There is hats. His son was wearing one.
There we are.
Eric.
So I don't know, Catherine, whether this is just him. He wants to give people on the left heart attacks, and that's how you do it.
Yes.
That's how you do it. Because they go absolutely mad.
Well, and I think they'd be quite right to go mad. I mean, it's bad enough that he wants there to be a Trump 2028, but he's barely started now, in his term now.
Well, I
don't understand how this is happening now.
I read a piece last night in the New York Times, and it was by a guy called David Brooks, who's not a Trump fan at all, big academic, and he says, what you've got to say about Trump is that this is the most energetic, aerobic, explosive start to a presidency we've ever seen. He'd signed 60 executive orders in 4 days, including banning paper straws, you know. From
a man who's pushing 80, and by the way, I bet those hats are made in China.
China. Okay, that was the latest from Trump Lands.